Hello and welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. If this is your first time watching my videos, thank you so much for stopping by. Today we're going to get right into the weekly reading for Sagittarius, but before we do that, just letting you know that this is my first Christmas on YouTube, and so I am giving away my first Christmas present to a lucky subscriber, the Spirit Animal Oracle deck, a beautiful animal oracle deck from Colette Baron Reed. And the only thing you need to do is obviously be subscribed to my channel and just leave me a comment letting me know that you're interested in the giveaway. All right, Sagittarius. My regulars know that I am a Sagittarius myself. I have 4 planets in Sagittarius, Moon in Leo and Taurus rising. So I love doing these readings for my brothers and sisters. I love all the signs, really. I'm not one of these people who are like, you know, hung up on one sign being bad and the other sign being better, but I do love doing my Sagittarius readings. All right, so let's pull out your romance angel messages for this week. We're going to pull out 3 of them to see what they have to say about your week, and then we'll get into your animal spirits and your traditional reading. Straight out, we have playfulness. It's safe for you to love. I like this one. This is a good one, especially when you're coming out of a period of healing. And worth waiting for, Sagittarius. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Nice. All right. Nice energies for this time of year. Playfulness, being comfortable to love, and understanding that some things definitely are worth waiting for. Let's go ahead and get into your animal spirit, Sagittarius, and see what animal spirits you may or may not be walking with this week. Now, of course, just take what applies to you and disregard the rest. Animal spirits can indicate changes in our life that we're going through, personalities or characteristics of individuals who we're dealing with, or energies that may become available to us to help us through a particular scenario or event. So, again, we know this can't be for all Sagittarius, so just take what applies, and if it doesn't apply, let the rest fly. All right, straight out. The vulture. Oh. Air energy, oftentimes a very misunderstood animal spirit. Very, very important, though, to the whole sort of, you know, life and death process, rebirth process. We have the cheetah. Oh, Sagittarius. I love the cheetah. I really, really adore this animal spirit. Fire, of course. And then we have the dolphin. Water energy. Wow, really, really nice animal spirits, Sagittarius. Let's get right into it. The vulture. Associated with air energy, and the vulture is, well, he's the one who does all the dirty work, isn't he? He's the one who comes along and he cleans up the mess, right? We can't really go on, you know, we can't really have a rebirth or a new beginning until the detritus and the mess of the past has been cleared and cleaned, cleansed, as it were, you know. And so oftentimes vulture energy comes in at a time when things have gotten a bit messy, perhaps, or there's fallout from a difficult time or a traumatic time, and there still needs to be some cleanup work done. It may be cleaning up relationships, or just cleaning up our lives after having gone through a very difficult time. Oftentimes the vulture is also someone that, you know, your friends will call upon, you know. If you're resonating with this energy, you may be the one that your friends are always calling to help them out of a tricky situation that they've gotten themselves into, you know, to help them deal with the dirty work of sort of coming out of a traumatic situation, or dealing with characters, right? So it's hard. It's a hard job, but somebody's got to do it, right? Making the decisions to perhaps cut ties with certain people, telling certain people about themselves, and making a clean break. All of these things, you know, sometimes someone has to do it, and it's the vulture that comes in and takes care of that. Now, the cheetah is, of course, a strong fire energy animal spirit, and the cheetah seems to emanate with solar energy. This force of the sun seems to just radiate right out from the center of the cheetah. The cheetah is absolutely awe-inspiring to watch, Sagittarius. This is someone who is accomplishes incredible feats, right? Because of its purposefulness and its intention. The cheetah has a life purpose, right? And that's it. That's all it. It's about achieving its purpose, and it will not slow down. It'll adjust its trajectory or its movement to where it needs to go in order to manifest this achievement, but it won't slow down, right? And it attacks its objective with absolute singularity and focus, intention. Its whole heart chakra is wide open towards this achievement. And this is someone that oftentimes when you're around this type of person, people around it are just absolutely inspired. Cheetah energy is the type of energy that inspires others to sort of attempt incredible feats of achievement, An example would be working your way out of poverty. If you've worked your way out of poverty, if you worked your way up off the street and into a profession and now you are prospering, this is a huge feat. If you're opening up a certain kind of business somewhere that nobody else has been able to open, if you have an invention that you want to bring to market and you're bringing it to market all by yourself, or even if you're raising a group of children all by yourself, like all kinds of feats, right? It doesn't matter if it's in business or finance or personal or relationships. It is the level of achievement that is awe-inspiring with the cheetah. Now, the dolphin. Absolutely beautiful healing energy, the highest animal spirit card in the deck for healing. Of course, it's water energy, and the dolphin has this sort of instinctual empathy. It can really understand, and feel our pain. And in this way, the dolphin knows exactly what to bring to a situation to encourage the healing process. We know even in science or in medicine, we know that dolphins are used to help rehabilitate people who are having physical issues, emotional issues even, right? It's something about this energy that the dolphin brings. And I think at the core of it is the fact that the dolphin has great compassion, great empathy, great sensitivity, and can really feel what someone is going through, and therefore can really sort of feel what is needed to help them heal from a particular event. All right, Sagittarius, we're going to pull out anywhere from 4 to 6 3-card spreads for you. And like I said, if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by, checking me out. I do hope this resonates with you. These forecasts are all different from each other, but they may sort of like impact each other. They may be connected, but they're meant to be different forecasts for different sort of weeks that some of us are experiencing, okay? All right, Sagittarius, straight out we have Knight of Wands, 10 of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. A lot of fire. All right, a lot of fire indeed. So a lot of you are coming into this week feeling very ambitious. I'm going to say cheetah energies at play with that Knight of Wands. You're absolutely going after your objective, your goals this week. You're being very sort of... I want to say very kinetic about it, right? You're going after it. You're not just sitting back. You're making moves. You're maybe having meetings or, taking care of the different steps that you need to take care of to achieve something. In any case, you are full of a lot of energy and enthusiasm and passion this week for something that you are trying to achieve. And you're met with the 10 of Wands. I'm going to say for some of you, this week will be the end of a burden for a lot of you, right? Along your path, along this path of wanting to achieve this purpose, there's a bunch of sort of baggage, perhaps, and leftover, I want to say leftover hang-ups, right, from the most previous time that this week you are finally able to lay down. I think for some of you, part of this journey that you're taking is getting over and healing from the past. This seems to resonate very strongly with all three of these cards, really. Cheetah energy with that Knight of Wands. 10 of Wands has a bit of vulture energy and definitely dolphin energy because we're talking about healing. right? Laying down things that have kept us from our path. It's like the last little thing that you need to do to finally get to your sort of main objective. It's very, very nice indeed. Of course, tens are completion. And it almost seems like what I've been saying to a lot of my watchers, this December is a period where a lot of blessings are coming in, a lot of rewards are coming in, but they're not just coming in for nothing. They're coming in for those of us who have worked very hard in certain areas of our lives. So if spiritual healing is coming in or as a blessing, that's because you've worked on it, you know. If you are at this point where you're finally able to lay down some of the baggage from the past, some of the regrets, some of the burdens you've carried, this baggage can be self-doubt. It can be self-esteem issues. It can be modes of behavior that we've sort of held on to as a crutch, but now they kind of block our progress. These are all examples of the type of wands I'm talking about. And so when you're ready to lay that kind of thing down, it's like you're really opening up the door for your progress. It's really, really nice. It's a beautiful move towards positivity and towards your future. You round the week off with a Queen of Wands. I'm not surprised at all, because for some of you Sagittarius, you level up in your awareness and your wisdom and your experience, which is what the Queen of Wands is all about. You, after this laying down, this completion here of 10 of Wands, it's almost like at the end of the week, you radiate even stronger, right? You're even more sort of stable. You're even more ready to face the next stage. It's like you've taken in all of the experience of this, and it's like you've added another it's almost like you've added another shine to your coat, right? Another layer of shine, you know, another layer of understanding. It's very, very nice indeed. Queen of Wands is all about self-transformation, right? And so this is a piece of a puzzle that's being presented in a way so that you are getting even closer to who you are trying to be, right? You're getting even closer in this self-realization of what kind of Sagittarius you want to be and what kind of life you want to live, right? And so all of this is just another step towards you getting closer to that perfect you, right? Beautiful. Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, King of Wands, and 7 of Cups. Wands on the brain. So Queen of Cups, you come into this week with Queen of Cups, and for some of you, you are definitely feeling like it is safe to love again, right? It's safe for you to love, because the Queen of Cups is a very emotionally healthy individual. She is water of water. Queens are always water, and so cups are water. So here we have the most sort of emotional of the court cards, the most sensitive. The Queen of Cups is not afraid to be vulnerable. She's not afraid to share her heart. She's not afraid to discuss her feelings or to get into a deep connection, because she has such strength in her own self that she's not worried that by getting in touch with somebody or by telling somebody how she truly feels, she's not worried about losing herself. She's not worried about being manipulated, because she knows who she is. And no one can manipulate her feelings, right? And so she is, she shows up when we are absolutely ready to give of ourselves, regardless of how much trauma we may have been through in the past. When we're ready to really sort of get back into the swing of things, as it were, get back into wanting to have a relationship and sharing our cup of love. And of course, this is what you're feeling like, Sagittarius, this week. And you're coming up and you're meeting a King of Wands. Now, for some of you, this King of Wands seems to be your perfect match, right? Kings are fire, wands are fire. So here we have the watery aspect of water coming right up against the fiery aspect of fire. And for those of you who know that temperance is the card for Sagittarius, well, in temperance we find the meeting of water and fire. This, you know, the coming together of these two in an alchemical way, right, to produce something totally different and new. This is really the essence of temperance. It's also the essence of Sagittarian spirit. And so in this way, it's almost as though, you know, you are embodying, you know, one aspect of that and coming up and meeting your perfect mate. You round the week off with a 7 of Cups, which is like very wishful thinking for some of you. I think this King of Wands sweeps you off your feet, Sagittarius, and just be careful. Try to stay a little grounded. All right. I'm a Sagittarius myself. I know what it's like. It's like I can be swept up and I can just as easily turn my back and walk away. You know, very sort of fickle, right? In a way, Sagittarius can be. But however, don't just be careful, because the Seven of Cups talks about delusional thinking, and it talks about wishful thinking in situations that don't have any sort of real sign of being what you want it to be, right? You wish for this. It's like you meet this person and immediately you're thinking of the fairy tale relationship, but there's no proof that that will exist. And oftentimes Seven of Cups can talk about really being caught up in your head more than working on the ground towards these wishes. Now, I'm not saying that that is absolutely you, Sagittarius, but I am saying that for some of you, having opened up your heart chakra with that Queen of Cups and coming up against this incredible King of Wands, which is very much up your alley. Certainly someone who's very fiery, who's a leader, who's very unique and creative in a lot of ways. This is all the type of things, you know, the type of attributes that you love in a mate, Sagittarius. And so all I say is just take care. Allow the relationship or this connection that you meet, allow it to really sort of begin to grow in the real world, you know, in the real here and now. Make sure that you have the conversation you need to have, and you do the things that you need to do to make sure that this is a true connection and not just sort of this fairy tale connection that at the moment you're allowed, but for a little while you're being swept away with. Ace of Swords, Five of Wands, and there's your Justice. So Ace of Swords talks about sort of victory coming in and clarity, right? Where before you couldn't find the solutions, where before perhaps your thinking was a little vague or hazy, you just couldn't quite find the right idea to fix a problem or the right solution. Perhaps your thought process was a little bit sort of like all over the place and unfocused. Ace of Swords comes in with clarity and vision and understanding. All of a sudden, everything is very, very clear to you. And certain problems that you may have been dealing with, Sagittarius, now the solutions are absolutely there for you. You know, it's like the light bulb dawns on Marblehead, right? And this is very much Ace of Swords. It can also be clarity and solutions that come in a way to vindicate you, right? So, for instance, if you've been dealing with something and people around you say, well, you're never going to find the solution to that. You're never going to fix it. And then, boom, you do. It's like, well, I told you I would. And here it is. Now, you're met with a Five of Wands, which is a real sort of power struggle. People around you are all vying for position. Five of Wands is when people are competing for who's the best, who's on top, who, you know, it's an ego battle. It's a battle of wills and a battle of egos, right? It's a real power struggle. And this is what you're faced with this week when you come into this week. This is the energy that you're meeting. Now, some of you may have indeed been involved in this power struggle for quite some time. Okay, this could be a family issue. It could be a business issue, right? But I think more than anything, this is probably to do with family or lovers and friends, something that you feel extremely passionate about that's very personal to you. But that it also can involve the legal system, because you come out with Justice, and Justice is a rebalancing of energies when they have become out of balance, but oftentimes it can also indicate an actual judgment or rendering, a decision, a formal decision coming in that impacts a particular scenario. You're coming into this week, I think this Ace of Swords is what you come into with this week with, because you've probably been dealing with this power struggle for quite some time. And for a long time, it may be that you didn't really know how to handle it. Yet this week you realize, okay, the answer comes to you, the solution comes to you. And for some of you, by the end of the week, you may have taken an action in court, or an action in court may be coming down to help you with this. But in any case, you round the week off with Justice in the sense that you find the right solution to this power struggle, and it's definitely an official solution, right? Whether you're talking to lawyers, or if you're talking to mediators, or if you're talking to judges, or you're talking to someone in an official capacity that can help sort of sort of deal with this disagreement, right? And you're the one who instigates that, and that comes out of the solution that you realize. You know, for some of you, you may have been apprehensive to bring in the justice system or to bring other people into this scenario, but I think this week you realize you have no choice, and you realize with this Ace of Swords that it's the only way that you can deal with this Five of Wands, right? And you see the Justice has her own sword in her hand, the Sword of Truth, right? And so this is your solution, and you go for it 100%. And I'm going to say part of it is definitely vulture energy, because it could very well be that by involving the Justice, you feel like you're the one who has to do the dirty work, but it has to be done. 10 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, and 4 Major Arcana, the Emperor. So completion, completion, completion. This is your last spread, Sagittarius. Wow. Some of you, again, this week is the week where you, trials and tribulations, the ups and downs of the past are done. You're done with them. You're a whole new person, Sagittarius. You come out of this 10 of Swords with your ego sort of resonating up, a smaller ego. You're not the same person, and these swords can't hurt you anymore because you are at the end of that, right? Closing the chapter on a time in your life where people perhaps have hurt you, right? Where events have come in that have really sort of sabotaged you in some ways, but you've come out of it, Sagittarius. And if anybody can do it, you can do it, you know? And I'm not just saying that because I am a Sagittarius, but I know many Sagittarius in my life who are absolutely powerfully strong people who can withstand the test of time, certainly coming out of this period. You're done with it. You're met with a 10 of Pentacles. In comes your money. In comes your rewards. And in comes a love connection that levels you all the way up to a point where you can move forward with that love connection and making a family and having a family with them. 10 of Pentacles talks about the wealth of finances and a happy career, but also the wealth of having a happy union with someone, the type of union that supports both of you and allows both of you to prosper for the foreseeable future, right? Very strong. Again, completion, more completion. And in this way, completion in the sense that you found your soulmate or your connection, and you found your place in terms of your career or your business where you level up to a degree that you will never have to go back down, right? You'll never go back down to where you were before, you know, the real struggle. You've achieved so much that, you know, you have a new baseline. Tens are all about establishing a new baseline because you've completed a certain cycle that, you know, you can't really go back in that cycle anymore. You know, you've learned what you needed to learn. You've leveled up financially to a certain degree. You know, so this is all really, really beautiful. This is all certainly worth waiting for. And you round the week off with Emperor energy in a sense that you establish complete authority, stability, and power. For some of you, this could be, it's all the way around your life that you are in a firm, stable position now. So whereas, for instance, before with this 10 of Swords, where things may not have been as stable as they were, as they are now, where things were perhaps up and down a lot in your life, or perhaps you were at the sort of mercy of others who had power over you, maybe financially or in the decision-making process. They don't have that anymore. The same thing with love, this leveling up with your business and career, and this connection and love that you're getting with this 10 of Pentacles as well. The ability to have love in your life as a result of your financial abundance. All of this is putting you in a position of authority also. And so you round the week off feeling like the emperor in your own life. You know, very much establishing your sort of control over your life, where before you may have been at the mercy of financial issues, right? Or at the mercy of other events in your life that were just knocking you around. You're no longer at the mercy of anything, and you're the one who is in control. It's very, very strong. Very much talks about achieving a certain level in your life or a certain status in your life where you are able to make all of the decisions, right? You're able to make the decisions, you know, and not having to make the decisions based on the options that the world gives you. You know, you make it's like you make decisions based on your own options as well. It's not like somebody says to you, look, either you take this job, or, you know, you take this job without a promotion, or you don't get a job at all. It's like people, you know, sometimes when you're at the mercy of the world around you, you're forced to sort of make decisions based on the options the world has given you. But when you level up in this way, you are completely in control of that. You decide where you want to work, how you want to work, who you want to love, who you engage with, who you allow in. Because you've resonated up, you've leveled up, and you've achieved a certain amount of, I'm going to say, authority, abundance, experience, you know. You've certainly started to establish a track record for manifesting your goals, right? So you, not only do you establish control in your own life, but there's a level of respect now that you are gaining from those around you, because you've very much resonated with cheetah energy in a lot of ways. You know, you've been very purposeful in sort of getting to your objective, and you're there, and now you're the boss. All right, guys, this is it. Sagittarius, strong reading for you, December 15th to 21st. Don't forget to let me know if you're interested in this Spirit Animal Oracle deck from Colette Baron Reed. Just leave me a comment letting me know that you're interested. What else can I say? This is a really strong week for Sagittarius, kind of getting all of their rewards coming in and really being put in a position that they need to be put in to move forward. And I couldn't be any more happy for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. But for right now, Sagittarius, have a wonderful week, and I shall see you next week. Bye-bye now.